Julia, along with Julia, and Chuck Lofton is back in-house after his big adventure, and we're glad to have you.
Boy, was it cold in Pennsylvania. Yeah. I mean, really cold. And to come back to this
you gonna thaw out for a little bit.
Well, it's like, hey, we decided to come back to the station in Florida.
Yeah, love it, though.
We're going to be in the 70s the next 3 days. Right now, it's a little crisp out there, but believe you me, it's going to warm up quickly. Good morning. Happy Monday. I know the kids are getting ready for school in many cases this morning, and it's just one of those weird days. Do you need a long sleeve shirt? Probably, certainly, yes, this morning, or a jacket. In fact, it's only 43 in Zionsville, 47 from Carmel to Fishers, from Pendleton over to Noblesville, but cooler in our southern counties with Shelbyville, Martinsville, all in the low 40s. So, yeah, it's brisk. This is pretty much what you would expect, but boy, do we have a change on the way. Throughout the entire country, there is almost no rain. You've got this sliver of rain around western Kansas moving out of Colorado, but that is it. And the dry weather for us is going to continue for days and days. Now, out at Indianapolis International Airport, very good news. Yesterday was a wonderful day to fly around the country. It'll be in the 50s this morning out at the airport. And take a look at the big board here. No delays at all. Not one delay flying out of Indianapolis this morning. And as far as the weather concerns, we're going to top out at 77 later today. We'll have more on that in a few minutes, Julia.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Right now, let's get to that breaking news on the city's northeast side. IMPD is investigating a deadly crash near Delmar Road on Binford Boulevard.
So this is just north of 46th Street. It happened around 3 o'clock this morning. Matthew Foltz is live there with what we're learning from investigators, as well as obviously if this didn't get cleaned up before rush hour, could be a big traffic problem as well.
Yeah, that's right, Julie. I just actually went over to try to get some more information from IMPD to see when this road might actually open up. They said it might be another hour or two that they're out here investigating. But as you see right now, we just saw fire crews leave again. IMPD crash team investigators are still on scene right now. Metro Police have confirmed to us that this is a fatal crash that happened shortly before 3 a.m. Again, I tried to get another update from Metro Police, but they say at this time all they can tell me is that it is an active investigation. I want to show you some video that we shot around 3:30 this morning when we saw a fire crews first on scene. We did see flames coming from the woods from that car crash that rolled into the woods. Then the fire crews put that fire out. Again, we're still working this morning just to learn what led up to the crash, the name of the person that was killed. Of course, any new information we'll pass along to you. But if you are heading out on your morning commute, just keep in mind that this southbound lane, the Binford Boulevard, is shut down at 56th Street. And Chuck, you know, you've been keeping an eye on this as well for people to take certain detours this morning.
Right. And because of the time of day, there aren't any big backups on Binford coming into 46th. Of course, a lot of people turn off at 71st or 56th. So the accident right here, 46th in Binford. So what you can do is come to 46th. You can take Millersville. That'll take you downtown. To give you an identifier, that is the Indiana State Fairgrounds. So we're talking about just north of here. You can also go to College and then go south from there. Now we've got this big project downtown with I-65 that Lindsay was talking about all week. Right now, this is a perfect time to travel that route because there are no delays. And at the North Split right now, the traffic is moving very smoothly. Notice the areas here, 65 closed from West Street to Alabama. That's going to slow you down as you take the detour, but we'll have much more on both of these in a few minutes.
Well, the first full week of the Delphi murders trial starts up later this morning with more testimony in Carroll County.
So as you know, Richard Allen is on trial right now in the murders of teens Abby Williams and Libby German more than 7 years ago. We heard opening statements Friday, and prosecutors called their first witnesses.
Over the weekend, Delphi Police Chief Steve Mullen took the stand, helping jurors to understand the terrain where those girls' bodies were found. People who helped with that initial search also testified yesterday. And there's going to be a lot happening every day for as long as this trial goes forward.
So we are tracking everything that happens while court is in session Monday through Saturday. You'll be able to find that information online at WTHR.com. We're also breaking down testimony every weeknight for you at 10 o'clock and then at 9 a.m. after we re-air Sunrise at WTHR Plus. You can find our Delphi debrief on our streaming app through Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Roku.
Another trial that we are following this morning begins in Indy, and in this case, it's a retrial for a young man accused of killing most of his family in 2021.
Raymond Charles III faces 6 counts of murder. Today, we expect opening statements. Our SIA New Yorker is live this morning from the Community Justice Campus with what we know so far. Good morning.
Good morning, Julia. Good morning, Julia. Raymond Charles III is accused of killing 6 members of his family more than 3 years ago, and today he will face the judge. Now, Charles is accused of killing most of his family. A judge declared a mistrial in his original case back in July. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office confirms that something was said during witness testimony to cause the judge to declare a mistrial. Now, police say in January 2021, Raymond Charles III shot and killed his parents, brother, his brother's girlfriend, and her baby boy, who was just days from being delivered. Another brother, who was 15 at the time, allegedly witnessed the shootings and ran out of the house before being shot twice. He survived and is expected to take the stand. Charles III has pleaded not guilty. Now, if convicted, Charles III will face life in prison without the possibility of parole. Coming up on Sunrise at 6:30, hear from family and the justice that they're demanding. Ladies.
All right. Thank you, Sia.
Well, this morning, an Indianapolis mom and daughter say someone stole packages that had already been delivered to their front porch right off of that area there. They were worth hundreds of dollars. They tell us they weren't the only victims in their neighborhood.
And Michelle Wilson says that this happened in the days leading up to her daughter Chanel Martin's baby shower. So Michelle was buying all those last-minute decorations. But she says the packages never arrived, or so she thought. It wasn't until Wilson spent hundreds of dollars on those replacements Friday when she decided, let's check my security camera.
I thought, oh, is this me out here in the yard where my flowers are at, my little fake flowers? And then when I looked at it and I hid it in plain, I said, I've been violated. Someone has came and stole my packages.
So this is the video that we're referring to. So we've blurred the person's face here because there have been no official arrests, but as you can see, they come out of that black car, run up to the front porch, grab those 2 packages, then get back in the car and ride away. A 13 News viewer sent us security video from a nearby apartment complex where they say someone was taking packages Saturday wearing the same outfit. And in a screenshot from that video, you can see the person they believe did this wearing a black shirt, gray sweatpants, and red shoes. Well, Wilson's camera also shows a person wearing that same outfit. 13 News did reach out to IMPD to see if there's any active investigation into the package thefts, but we've not yet heard back.
Well, happening later today, Indy Health District will share an important announcement. After years of talks and planning, IHD is set to reveal a significant milestone in the development of a 1,500-acre health district intended to transform Indianapolis neighborhoods. They will be focusing more on health inequity through holistic, community-based solutions. We'll hear more from them beginning at 9 o'clock this morning.
We're also set to hear from officials from the Indiana Economic Development Corporation and city leaders, as well as the Indianapolis Airport Authority. They have news on a major economic development announcement at 9 a.m. this morning. It'll be at the airport. We'll have more info on that later today on 13 News. Okay, let's talk about the Colts this morning. A victory Monday. That game against Miami maybe wasn't the prettiest, but they still got the win 16-10.
Not a lot of offense in this one. In fact, the score was 10-3, Miami at halftime, but the Colts did manage to come from behind. The Colts are now 4-3 on the season and in second place in the AFC South. Head coach Steichen says, yeah, this was a rough one.
I didn't do a good enough job for these guys today. It was on me. I didn't do a good enough job offensively. I got to do better for these guys going forward. I got to put them in better positions. I mean, you go back, I'm going to watch the tape, but there wasn't a lot of stuff open, to be honest, when I was out there watching it. So that's on me.
So now the Colts will look ahead to their next game against the AFC South leading Houston Texans, and that's a road game in Houston Sunday at 10 o'clock. We'll chat more about the Colts' offensive struggles yesterday with Dom. That's coming up in the Colts wake-up call this morning at 6:45.
Well, a terrible scene in Georgia where several people are killed after a boat dock collapses. What authorities are sharing about this investigation. It's 6:11. Good morning, Chuck.
Hey, good morning, Jalea. 6:11, a marvelous Monday on the way. We're in the upper 40s now, but 55 by 10 a.m., 77 later today. And we are going to see the 70s for 3 days in a row at least. Your forecast in just a few minutes.